What can you say, babe? The hens love ya.
You just stick chicken.
After having our 7th baby back in October, I have been really trying to savor his babiness and just slow down and be present. I took a good long couple of weeks not doing anything after he was born. I stayed parked in my bedroom for as long as I could. People gave me a little bit of flack because of that in one of my postpartum videos, but whatever. People have no clue how hard I normally work. Had I told them that I was going to take a 2-week vacation to the beach instead, they probably would have received it better than me saying that I took a 2-week postpartum break. It's ridiculous, really. But once those first few weeks were over and I slowly started getting back to normal, I realized very quickly that I was struggling. I kept hoping week after week that things would bounce back, but what I found was that week after week, I just got more and more behind. Paperwork, emails, voicemails, decluttering projects, cleaning, laundry, cooking, it was all getting pushed and pushed. I had, at any given time, about 6 loads of dirty laundry piled in my little bathroom to where we couldn't even see the floor half the time. And then another 6 loads of clean laundry scattered all over my bedroom that just needed to be sorted and put away or tossed. Dinner was usually thrown together at 5 p.m. and it was far from a masterpiece, believe me. My family was getting frustrated with eating eggs over and over again because they were quick. They were easy for me to cook up really quickly. At one point, I had no less than 200 unread texts on my phone and nearly 2,000 emails to address, and not to mention a mailbox that is full. Paperwork that needed filled out and sent out was sitting in piles, inching closer and closer to their due dates, and clutter was growing everywhere, as I had no time to get it out of my house. Of course, that's not even the farm work that was screaming my name. I think the only reason that became a priority was because the animals are living beings that depend on me to survive. My garden? Yeah, I decided right from the beginning that there would be no garden for me this year. My parents decided to take that over, so I'm blessed with whatever we might get from it that we can use. I was so far in the hole that I kept telling myself, okay, all I need is a full week of just cranking this stuff out. But the problem was that I never had the time for that week. Day after day, week after week, month after month, I kept waiting for that big chunk of time that I could finally knock some of these big projects out. Eventually, I came face to face with the reality that my life doesn't allow chunks of time anymore. If I was going to get any of these tasks done, I had to just start chipping away. 1 extra load of laundry per day for a week. 2 minutes of responding to texts or emails, dealing with 1 piece of paper and gathering 1 or 2 items to declutter, and just throw the stupid thing away instead of sitting it at the door to donate. I understand, donating is so much better, but what's better than donating things is me not having a total psychological breakdown. Because when I say I was pretty darn close, I was like standing at the edge with my toes hanging over close. On a daily basis, I would cry to Chris that I just can't live like this anymore. How tragic to say those words when this life I have is more wonderful than I could have ever dreamed. But why was I so sick of it? It wasn't the kids, it wasn't my husband, my home. Well, my home is a smidge of some of my problems, but I think it's deeper than that. My house was stuffed with all the things we needed and wanted, but I just couldn't anymore. So what I did was ask a friend to come help me. Guys, this is huge for me. I don't ask for help. It's none of anyone's responsibility to help me clean up my mess that I made. And let's be honest, who would even have the time to help me? I sure wouldn't ever have the time to help people like this. Well, then that got me thinking even more. What life is this that I have it so stuffed with my to-do list that I don't even have time to help friends? Okay, so now where do I go from here? Well, my friend volunteered 3 full days at this point to helping me go through areas in my house that either have been a dumping ground or haven't even been touched since we moved in 4 years ago. We had a huge dumpster brought in and tossed no less than 30 bags of stuff that I no longer needed. It was insane. It was such a weight off my back. Next, I have been taking 1 day a week, usually it's only 2 to 3 hours while Theodore naps, and work on something else. So far, I've purged 3 of my little kids' clothes, so we are down to 1 box of clothes that are either out of season or for them to grow into next. I've accepted so many bags of hand-me-downs from friends and family. However, I simply don't need everything that they gave me. We use what we use, and then everything else, if I don't get it out of the house, then it just floats around and kids start pulling things back out of the bags that we don't really need. So that just can become a disaster really quick. Next, I started up on a gentle routine again. Not necessarily hour by hour, but more like, okay, so now we are finished with this, so let's move on to that, and so on. I then started to get breakfast on the table by 8. No more, breakfast before noon is good, but actually starting it at 6:30 or 7 so it could be ready to eat by 8. Then I started moving it to 7:30. This meant I needed to start setting my alarm in the morning again instead of just waking up with the sun. My body naturally wakes up around 5:30, so it wasn't like I was sleeping until 8, but I knew I needed to have some consistent time in the morning to spend with God and just get my head on straight for the day. I also started transitioning Theodore out of my bed and into a crib. Within the first week, he was sleeping so much better. I didn't let him cry it out at all. He just slept so much better when we both weren't rolling around in bed together. It was a wonderful thing to have 6 to 8 hour gaps of sleep. I also got my kids' chore charts back out and started getting strict with those again. No more running down the list in my head and hoping they'd just take the initiative to do things and then getting mad when they didn't. The charts are laid out with cues on when to get it done, like chores before breakfast, chores before lunch, and chores before dinner. I also started taking photos of things left out, and then at the end of the day, going over those photos with the kids and addressing them. How can we improve this? How can this get picked up? This has really helped the kids to start seeing things better. I want them to look at something out of place and deal with it instead of just walking over said items a million times throughout the day. Next has been my body weight. Oh my gosh, my body weight. My body holds on to weight when I'm breastfeeding, so once I get a good, solidly growing baby, like chunky little Theodore now at 8 months, and I know he's taking little bits of food okay, I start doing some gentle intermittent fasting. This is what I've done with my other kids, and it seems to work out pretty well. My goal is not to go into a calorie deficit, but simply just to give my body a break from eating throughout the day. I eat all my food in an 8 to 10 hour window, which is not drastic, but that's it. It pretty much looks like me just eating a very early dinner. I also have started prepping the next day's breakfast before dinner, and then prepping that lunch and dinner while I'm cooking breakfast. That way the next meal is already underway and not much has to be done in that moment. Well, I am sitting here I'm pulling into the CrossFit gym right now, and it is 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. And I realize that class doesn't start until 8. I have been attending this class for 2 years. And I know that it starts at 8 o'clock. But here I am, an hour early accidentally. I'm gonna cry right now because I woke up these 2 little kids so I could be here at 7 o'clock when it starts at 8.
Look at your board.
So Shay and I are going to go to the bakery down the road and get something to eat. I could go for an egg sandwich. I promised her a donut, and we're gonna kill the next hour.
And adios.
That I spent rushing to get out the door. Like, tell me that you need to get your life together without telling me that you need to get your life together. I can't believe I did this.
And adios.
I cannot believe I did this. Well, fortunately, the bakery takes checks, and I happen to have my checkbook in the car. Yay me. So it was a little weird writing a check for a breakfast sandwich and iced coffee. But we did it. And if you're a local police officer, go ahead, pull me over, because I don't have my driver's license. So just bring it on. Let's go. Come on. Actually, I'm driving past the detention center right now, so maybe I should just turn myself in. Gosh. And this is me after a weekend with just 2 children. Well, as always, a lot goes on in a week around here. So as soon as everyone is home, I called them all to come help me with the broilers. We had a lovely family chicken catching fiasco. Oh my gosh, my poor kids. They're such great sports. They all pitched in and helped wrangle these broilers up so we can butcher them. And in the gross, raining, wet poop, too.
Get him, Shay, get him!
Cody Foe.
Oh gosh. Mom, look at the arrow. Yeah. Mom, look at the arrow. It's hilarious. Yeah.
We just finished collecting chickens to butcher. And of course, it's rainy and muddy and poopy and messy. Great fun, right guys? We have great memories.
And now I got poop. I was holding a chicken and poop went right below my eye.
Ugh, ew.
No, right here.
Blah. Looks like we need to take some showers. Everybody else is inside taking showers. Shay, didn't you get poop on you too?
On my finger.
Your finger. When we went out to take care of the chickens today, we could not find Marge anywhere. Eventually, we heard whimpering coming from under the trailer and realized pretty quickly that she was stuck between the axles. I don't understand how she did this. Any success?
Yeah.
Is she coming?
We get wailing. Stinky ball. Good. No.
Is she making any attempts to try to come out?
Now. Come on, Marge. Got a long way to go.
Come, Marge.
Mommy got a long way to go.
It won't go anymore. Come, Marge. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Marge. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Marge. Come on. Dig your way out, dog. Come on. Yeah, Marge.
Yes.
Good job, Marge.
Yes.
Woo! You did it, Bubby. Oh.
Mommy was starving.
Aww. We are on our way to get Selah's pins out of her finger. She was so thrilled to not have those sticking out of her fingertips anymore. It's crazy how our bodies heal so wonderfully. Okie dokie, we are getting ready to weed whack the fence line and adjust some of the fencing wire for the pigs so that way we can get these pigs finally out on pasture. They have been here entirely too long in their little dirt pen, and you know, that's not what I do. I want my pigs out in the woods. I want them out on grass. And the sad reality of it is at this exact moment that I am just too overwhelmed with all sorts of things that need to be done, and really priority becomes whatever is screaming louder. So I feel like all I do is just put out fires And at this exact moment, my biggest fire is the pigs. Hey, sweet pea. So Gideon found this little broiler that got attacked really bad by my nasty new laying hens. So he brought her in and is taking care of her. He's taking care of her so that she is okay enough to then eat. But, you know, I appreciate him trying, so we'll see if she makes it. So heading out right now. Chris came home a little bit early and is helping, and Gideon is getting ready to help cut some trees, like little saplings that have grown up on the fence line. So we're gonna all try to get this done. Meanwhile, Gemma and Selah are watching Theodore for me. He just woke up from a nap, so I can try and get stuff done. Since last time I had him out in the field, I don't know if he has allergies, but he had a reaction and his eyes were all weepy and swollen shut. So I'm hoping he doesn't have allergies. So I'm gonna just keep him out of the field and see how he does. So he's just swinging on the swing with them. The girls decided they'd prefer to switch with me and work on the fencing while I hold baby Theo. This week, I've had Chris help me a lot more than usual, and I am so thankful for a husband who is so willing to give me a hand. After working with the beehives, we pulled out a bunch of extra comb that they built in a portion of the hive that they shouldn't have built honeycomb in. We are smashing and straining it to get the honey and the wax separated.
Can I have the bowl? I'm just trying to doing honey. Great time.
Whoa.
Jordan's just over there eating it.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay, so I can mash this. What are we using the wax for?
I'd like to melt this down and use it for candles. Good and sticky.
You can leave that in there all night.
Yeah. It's a shame my oven can't fit this in here because that would be ideal.
Are you sure?
You think it might?
Yeah. Here, Mom.
I might actually do that, Chris.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Would you look at that? Yummy honey.
I'm gonna try and put that in jars right now, Chris. Ah, the rewards of our labor. Maybe the bees' labor, I guess. So now we are trying to get these pigs moved out to pasture. Of course, they've grown to know that the wire is usually there, so they are very reluctant to walk through this spot. Eventually, they all did make their way out to the field. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I was very determined not to have this exact thing happen. They dumped the water and made a mud pit. Almost instantly. I mean, we all knew this is exactly what was gonna happen, and I shouldn't be surprised, but I was kind of hoping it wouldn't have gotten this bad in just a few hours. So, note to self, lesson learned. Expect your fields to get roughed up a bit when you put pigs out there. I know, it's obvious, but I don't know what I was thinking. I will say, though, they didn't destroy the whole field. It's just this little wallow they wanted, and then they did a great job of keeping the rooting to a minimum. It's just enough to disturb the ground a smidge, but not get out of control. Overall, I can't say that it was a total failure. Especially in a field like this, where there are a lot of weeds, I really don't mind if they do a little bit of damage. The best thing about pigs that recognize the sound of this mule is that all I have to do is fire this baby up and they come running. Oh, I love what you're doing to the pastures, guys. I love it. It's just what we needed. Whew. You two are making delicious sausage next week. We thank you. We thank you. And then that one and that one and that one and that one are going next month. I thank you all for your wonderful, kind service in feeding our family. We thank you for you and little you over there. Oh, careful. For producing the next generation of little hams and bacons. Don't throw any more.
Okay.
We had a little accident with some eggs, so we've got some very special piggies. Actually, we're gonna probably take it to Moto, who's out there. We're gonna give him some loving. All right, who's ready for some food? Hey Theo, what you doing, baby? You help me get pigs? You help me get pigs? Those bad little pigs out there. Yeah. Go help me get pigs? Say riding shotgun, riding shotgun. Yeah. My next steps are going to be getting back to the FlyLady method of life. I don't want to call it the cleaning method because cleaning is such a small portion of her lifestyle. It's basically a method of living life, so you aren't always chasing the fire. If you haven't heard of Carla and her story on how she hit rock bottom, I'd suggest you find it. It is such a motivator for me to know that she was in this exact place that I am. Now, really, the only thing that I foresee in the future as being a struggle for me is that I'm noticing Daisy's udder bagging up, and that means one more thing for me to do in an already struggling day. I'm enjoying these last few weeks of getting milk from my next door neighbor, Kelsey, so I'm working on putting my head down and really trying to get in a better place before milking starts back up again, because that will easily take another hour to 2 hours out of my day. However, I can't deny that I'm looking forward to a ton of fresh milk again. Thanks so much for joining me again, and have a wonderful week, my friend.